and the good dreams get caught because they're bigger. I
Wouldn't
don't
that
know.
be
That's what somebody
bad?
told me when I was a little kid.
Wouldn't
I
that be
don't know
bad?
because it's bad.
Because
I don't know.
that means you're only getting bad dreams.
No, the bad dreams leave and the good dreams stay.
Where are they dreams coming from? They coming from you? Because, dude, if the
It's
bad
just
dream,
it's
no,
something.
no,
It's
no,
something
stop.
somebody
You
told
don't
me when
get
I
to
was a
run
little
away
kid.
from this one. You don't get to weasel out of this one. Dude, Country Inn at the mall is crazy. Country Inn at the mall.
Oh, with the turtleneck today?
Yeah, and I love the ripped shirt. It's
Oh
You're
yeah.
showing-
Should I change that for the podcast? Oh man.
No, I think it's hilarious. You're showing shoulder. It's
Yeah.
very racy.
Yeah, showing a little skin for the boys.
For the boys and the girls.
For the boys.
Man, there's
These
a
guys
lot
are
of
great.
hate against doctors right now in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's a shame.
The government of the US is kind of against doctors right now.
Yeah, they think they think you don't
Doctors-
need all that in school.
Well, not really. They think that doctors keep people sick so that they can keep making money.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Which is probably not true. And then
Probably not true.
They think that hospitals keep people sick so they can keep making money, which is like sometimes true if you qualify it right. If you qualify it a bunch of times. Like if we say that hospitals are under pressure, because here's what happens with insurance. So if what happens, Dan, if I go to the hospital and I get a $70,000 bill, and I don't have that in assets, and I'm never going to pay it, and I'm not in debt to the government, they can't really garnish my wages. Where does that $70,000 come from? Yeah, so if the insurance company won't pay it, then the hospital just writes it off as a debt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, where was I going with this? What were we just talking about?
Yeah.
I lost it.
Doctors keeping people sick.
Oh yeah. So basically, there's an incentive for hospitals to not spend that much money on those procedures, but that doesn't mean there's an incentive. That doesn't mean that they do it, right? Because hospital administrators can get in doctors' way, but do they deny care? It's a much harder to prove claim, much harder to defend claim. And then people are saying that pharmaceutical companies keep people sick, which is also doesn't make any sense. The only way that that's true is if you're saying that pharmaceutical companies are keeping people sick by not allocating all of their resources to cancer care and instead allocating their resources to allergy medication or whatever it is people will buy more often. That's maybe true, but they still are developing cancer care, right? That's still happening.
Yeah.
And if you're upset about
less
that,
so now.
yeah. Well, I was about to say, if you're upset that pharmaceutical companies are allocating less money to treating cancer, you should be really upset that the federal government stopped allocating research money for mRNA vaccination, because that is definitely going to keep people sick.
That's definitely going to keep people sick. And that's definitely happening.
We could have been curing disease with the breakthroughs from that research, and it's all stopping.
That's not a conspiracy theory. That's something that's just fucking happening right now.
Yeah, it was announced in the newspapers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's well documented. It's all visible. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's just a couple of numbskulls trying to get rich.
All the people who are all about treating the root cause of disease. So there's this bacterium called Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and it's treatable with various medications, right? Bedaquiline is one of them. You can test for it, and then you can treat it. There is this thing called multi-drug resistant tuberculosis, right? It's very hard to kill with antibiotics. You need special antibacterial. What's the word? What's the word for a pill that kills bacteria in your body?
Antibiotics?
Antibiotics, that's the one. You need particular antibiotics that are for this, but we have those. And the people who want to treat the root cause of disease, they don't care about bedaquiline. They don't care about tuberculosis. It's the root cause of the disease, for heaven's sake. It's one bacterium that multiplies in your body. If it wasn't there, you wouldn't be sick. It's insane. So, like,
if it wasn't there, you wouldn't be sick.
Anyone who says, like, treat the root cause of disease, it's sad because even when there are root causes that we know exactly what they are, it's still, you know, they're not like into it because it's not a conspiracy, it's a bacterium. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whack.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I get what you were talking about. Well, I'm a little slow, but
what did you not get? Because if you didn't get it,
no,
maybe audience didn't get it.
I think it makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like that's what you have to treat.
Yeah. So people are saying right now all the time, including RFK, are saying like we got to treat the
Brainiac
root cause.
Himself.
Yes, indeed. The steroid-addled, trend-tanned, can't really speak.
I was at Walmart the other day and they were selling little Chinese boys.
Like fucking dude, he's got the worst fucking sound of all time. He sounds like a supervillain.
So he
looks like one and he acts like one.
He
smells like one too. He'd be talking out of something
about curing.
Words be exiting his body.
Shut up. He'd be talking about treating the root cause of disease, okay? And nobody knows what that means because it's a fucking dog whistle. It's not supposed to mean anything medical. It's supposed to mean like It's supposed to mean like there's a conspiracy out there and the government, who we control, but the government or whoever is keeping you sick. Okay?
Yeah.
Pharmaceutical companies are putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay, right? So
everyone knows that.
There's a root cause somewhere. And people are like, you know, or he's like, you got to treat the root cause of the disease. But the root cause of many, many diseases is like a virus or a bacterium. Yeah. If you deleted it from somebody's body, they would be healthy quickly. As soon as the inflammatory response to that...
As soon as it's gone.
Died down. Well, say, it's not as soon as it's gone, right? Because the body...
Yeah, it would take
a lot of the times when you feel sick, what you're feeling, like if you feel phlegm in your throat, if you feel lethargic, all of these things is the body's reaction to the thing. They're not necessarily the thing itself. So it's some of that. So as soon as the inflammatory response died away, if the bacterium or the virus is deleted, you're fine. You're healthy again. So therefore, it is the root cause. And so I think that what the root cause people would say to that is like the argument that they would give to that is your body would be able to fight off tuberculosis if you weren't already sick from the root cause of disease. But right, so that's a very more tricky. It's like that's like squirrelier to disprove. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there are some
it's something
cases
that like sounds smart.
Yes, because in some cases that's true. That if you were healthy enough, you would be able to, your body would be naturally able to fight off whatever was this infection.
Yeah.
But it's not true for tuberculosis. It's not true for sometimes the flu, you know?
Yeah.
It's often
It's not true often.
Yeah, it's not
It's
true
pretty
for
often not true.
it's not true for Lyme disease a lot of the time. It's not true for
Oh no, Lyme disease
COVID.
is tragic. No.
You know, it's also not true for fractured bones most of the time. You know, it's not true if you
Yeah.
like break your arm, there's no amount of healthy that's going to make you like get over that without some medical treatment.
Yeah.
It's not true for certain kinds of acne. You know, it's like there are
Yeah.
biological processes that you have to understand in order to understand why the body can't fight off certain sicknesses. But as soon as you start to like explain science, it becomes very, very difficult to convince any of the anti-science crowd. You know, you don't want to go
Yeah.
out there talking about the proteins on the surface of a virus that your body can be taught how to recognize through a vaccine, and without those, it's those surface proteins on, you know, of a bacterium or a virus that trigger the immune response. And if the body doesn't know to look for them, then it doesn't matter how healthy you are. It literally doesn't
doesn't know
matter
what to
how
do.
healthy. Yeah, it can't fight it because it doesn't know what it is.
It doesn't know what to do.
Right.
No.
It's like,
It's a riddle that they can't solve. But if you give it the solution,
right. And there are still
then all of a sudden they can solve the riddle.
riddles that can't be solved, that we still can't solve with medical science, but we can still treat, like AIDS, right? So AIDS in my lifetime has turned from a fiendishly difficult disease to treat to something that is super treatable. Did you know this? Did you know that we could treat AIDS
No.
now? Okay.
I mean, I
this
knew
is
we could do
insane.
that, but I thought we could. I thought it was like very expensive, or
It's rather expensive, but it's very common now. This is insane. So human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, is what's called a retrovirus. There's a protein in our cells called reverse transcriptase, and that protein, through like an accident of biology, allows AIDS to sit in, not AIDS, HIV, to sit in the nucleus of our cells and hide.
bastard.
Yeah, it's very hard to deal with. So then eventually it'll start to manifest and it'll weaken your immune system, and that's autoimmune deficiency syndrome, which is AIDS. So I think it's autoimmune deficiency syndrome. I don't remember. Autoimmune or something immune deficiency syndrome. So it used to be that if you had AIDS, you couldn't really do much because it's your body's ability to treat disease that's being hampered in the first place. And so eventually a disease is going to kill you. But slowly, pharmaceutical companies realized that you could develop a cocktail of treatments and what's the word? What's the word for when you treat something or when you do something? It's like the word for condoms. You know what I mean? It's like condoms and birth control
Protection?
are not protection.
Family planning?
It's similar to protection. It's like the medical term for condoms and birth control. What is that word? Oh my Lanta.
The medical term for them? Birth control?
What is the medical term for condoms and birth control? Can you Google that for me? This is going to destroy my ability to have the rest of this conversation.
There is no term for condom.
There's a word for stopping something from happening by taking precautions.
Preventative contraception?
No, contraception. No, not contraception. There's another word. Fuck. Maybe, okay, I don't care.
Preventative?
We're moving on. There's a word, we don't know what it is. but it's a combination of like treating stuff that's already there and that thing, that prevention thing. You can sort of mix them. You can use them as a cocktail. You can have many immune treatment, sort of like immune system bolstering concoctions all together at the same time. And in the late 90s, early 2000s, these were starting to come out. These were starting to exist. These anti-HIV cocktails. And they get better and better and better and better year on year. And eventually now, there are people, for example, in the United States walking around with AIDS and are like almost even in remission from AIDS. Like they're almost without symptoms for AIDS. Are they extra susceptible? Are they like high risk for COVID? Yeah. Do they have to be careful with various things? Yeah. Are they still capable of passing on the disease? Sometimes. But it's not like controlling their entire life anymore. And this happened in my lifetime. Like I can remember AIDS being a significantly more threatening disease than it is now. And that's insane.
Yeah. And we weren't even alive in the 80s.
No. Yeah, like
dudes were dying in droves in the 80s.
Right. When we couldn't even really test for it. When it didn't have a name.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, so this is a pretty famous thing. It's actually a lot more political than it is medical. But
yeah,
AIDS,
totally.
Before it had the name, which I think is autoimmune deficiency syndrome, it was called gay-related immune disorder, GRID. And I think that initial or that acronym existed like long before we even discovered human immune deficiency virus. The virus that's the source of AIDS in the first place. I think that was detected after the syndrome that it caused got its first name. So yeah, before we even knew what it was killing lots of people. And because we didn't know why they were dying, we didn't know any kind of lifestyle modifications that would prevent the spread of the disease in the first place, like masks for COVID. We didn't even have any advice to give to gay people to stop the spread of it. And then there were all kinds of public health decisions that were like homophobic and unethical, and it was a real mess.
Yeah. Yeah, we all love Ronald Reagan.
Yep.
One of the shittier things he did.
I don't even know.
One of the more obvious shittier things.
I don't even know.
He just like
story.
He was like, oh well, homosexuality is evil, so that they're dying,
Oh, it was like a religious thing.
Yeah, it was like, well, lots of people are dying, yeah, but they're gay, and not only are they gay, but they're having premarital sex. And it was like, kind of poo-pooed a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a little bit, a lot of it.
Not a little bit.
Yeah, no, a lot of it. That was it was a nasty time.
Yeah. So anyway, that is an example of not treating.
Yeah, that's within the last 30 years, it's gone from like, you're gonna fucking die to like, if you can afford treatment, you're probably gonna be all right.
Yeah, so that is not treating the root cause of disease, the way we treat AIDS, because we don't know how. We don't know how to change the fundamental functioning of our own cells, not even at a gene level, at a proteasome level. Like we have to change the way the proteins in our cells work in order to treat.
Do you think RFK knows what that word means?
Proteasome?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is even no is the answer. Obviously not. But no, who the fuck knows the word proteasome? But I don't even know if this is a modern
medical personnel. Disease
well, this
scientists.
is what I'm saying. I'm not sure that this is a term that's even used anymore. Like,
oh, okay.
I'm getting this from a book that's like 30 years old.
All right. Well, any scientist who's been in the field for a decade or two will have heard it.
Yeah. Proteasome is a funny thing because the genome is the equivalent word for DNA, right? DNA spirals up into genes, and so we have a human genome. The proteasome is not just what molecules make up a protein. A protein kind of is a molecule, but you know what I mean. What teenier parts make up a protein? But it's also how that protein is folded. Like, have you heard of protein folding? Okay, so
Like, no.
back up. So proteins.
No, I have no idea what that is.
Proteins are carbon-based molecules in our cells, and they do things. Why?
They do stuff.
And
It's true.
how?
It's true.
Why and how? So let me give you an example. So this is an example that's going to also help you understand where folding comes into it. So you have a protein in your rod cells in your eye right now called rhodopsin. I think this is rhodopsin. Excuse me if I fuck this up, okay? Or maybe it's like rhodopsin is one of the ingredients that makes the protein do what it does. I don't know. I don't remember what the name of the protein is. But there's this protein in your eye right now, okay? And I want you to imagine this protein like one of those lids of a bottle, like bottle caps that goes snaps. You know that? Okay? But
Yeah.
But when you push it, it like stays in for a second and then it goes slowly snaps up, or even stays in and then it needs some energy to flip back and forth. Okay? It's like you push it, it stays, and then you push it back, it stays. Okay? It's got this. Its shape has two states. Right? Sort of has the concave state and the convex state. Not even open and closed, but it's like it like pops like this. Okay? It has two stable positions. So the way that works is there are bonds inside of the protein that are very strong, and then there are bonds that are weaker. And the weaker ones can like break and reform, okay? They're like hydrogen bonds. They're like van der Waals bonds, okay?
Okay.
So it's in its unpopped shape. Then a photon hits it. And the photon pops it like this. And that triggers a chemical change elsewhere in the protein that can like connect to other cellular functioning. So the cell can now respond to light, which is what you need if you want to see.
Yeah, it's true.
You need your cells to respond to light.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
It does. I'm so glad. So when this protein, which I don't exactly remember the name, in order for it to work, it has to have its shape. If it wouldn't, even if it had all the same building blocks, if it didn't have that shape that could pop back and forth between states, it would not be able to work. It wouldn't do its job. Does that make sense? I could take the metal in one of those poppy bottle caps and make something else, but it wouldn't work to like show the freshness seal thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Its shape is important. So this is what protein folding is. If you take the proteasome, you can find all of the building blocks that make a protein in DNA. That's what DNA does. But then you have to figure out the protein's shape. And it's like, these are like, you know, hundreds of thousands of atoms. You can't really look at these with an electron microscope. They're just too small. Hard to see.
Okay.
So how do we know the shape of these proteins? We don't. And how do we figure it out? By running a simulation. So we have a molecule that might be the shape of this protein. Might. And so we need to run a simulation, like a physics-based simulation of would this protein work? And then if it doesn't work, we change the shape a little bit in the simulation. And try it again. A little bit in the simulation, try it again. A little bit in the simulation, try it again. And we have to do that for every protein, and it's very hard, it's very computationally expensive. So this is what protein folding is running these simulations. And so if we knew all the shapes of all the proteins, that would be the human proteasome. which we've been
Okay.
chasing for like 40 years, something like that.
All right. Sounds like a good use of time.
It is,
This all sounds
because
like a noble cause.
if you knew all the shapes of all the proteins, it would give you a huge leg up with, like, just think about HIV. If you could manage to figure out a way to just change the function of reverse transcriptase just a little bit, you could maybe make it so that the body was immune to HIV. It just wouldn't do its thing anymore. It didn't have its gimmick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Didn't have its gimmick.
Yeah, you would take the gimmick away. If you could, if
Aha.
you knew everything about protein structure, this is like things that might be possible.
Yeah.
And then there's a protein called RNA transcriptase, which is the one that is used by mRNA vaccines.
Yeah. Okay. One of RFK's least favorite
He hates
words.
them. Hates them.
Hates it. Yeah. So do you think Trump and RFK have been vaccinated for anything?
Yeah. So
I mean, I
don't
know
think-
Trump got I know
I
Trump
don't think.
got that.
You mean recently? Because they were vaccinated as kids.
I mean, didn't Yeah. Yeah, no, didn't Trump get a big shot of COVID shit when he got COVID?
He, I think Trump got the. I mean, I don't know this for a fact, but I think that he did get at least one COVID vaccine, and I suspect that personally that Trump has had all the boosters, because I don't think Trump cares, first of all, about being an anti-vaxxer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that this is important to him.
But then why does he have an anti-vaxxer running the
RFK
medical?
is extremely popular.
With who?
That's a good question. He's popular with people
Who likes this guy?
So, are you familiar with the Crunchy pipeline?
No, but it sounds pretty funny.
Doesn't it? It's a oil pipeline made entirely of Doritos. No,
Ooh,
the
bad
crunchy,
idea.
It would get all
That's
soggy.
a bad idea. It wouldn't last.
It wouldn't last. The Crunchy pipeline.
It'd work for
There
a
are
minute.
other words for this. Like another term would be like the hippie to alt-right pipeline,
Uh-huh.
or the wellness-oriented person to alt-right pipeline. So basically, it's this thing that happens on
Gooning to
social
alt-right
media.
pipeline. Uh-huh.
Wait, that's a whole other thought. That's a whole other
The
thing.
gooning to alt-right pipeline? Yeah.
Because you gotta wonder, what pipelines do lead from gooning? Because I think
alt-right is gooning to alt-right is very real.
I think because
It's like, oh, I don't like women.
you've completely destroyed my brain. So okay,
You know, you're like the objectification leads to
do all
Leads to-
gooners
leads-
objectify? Is this a stupid question?
I mean, it depends, gooner to gooner, you know, case by case. But I think there is a notable percentage that over time, their opinion could be warped, as no one is immune to slow propaganda or slow brain manipulation. And if this
Okay,
is how
but this is what I was gonna
this
wonder.
is your interaction with women,
What are the mechanisms? Okay, so we're familiar with how pipelines work on social media, yes?
yeah,
Okay.
totally.
So what are the first steps in the pipeline from gooner to alt-right racist? What is step 1? Step 0 is they
step
just
one
be gooning.
is step one is like a desire, a desire for a man to connect with a woman
And then step 2 is what?
in
though?
real
Like,
life. In real life.
Yeah, but what
Step
is the first thing
is
that's
like
like
is you're like, oh, I'm like a lonely guy who's like doesn't who doesn't feel like he's good at much. How can I get laid? And like you Google search how to pick up chicks, and then you
no,
get all
no.
these guys like Andrew Tate
Yeah, but they're not gooning
explaining.
though. That's the lonely man to alt-right pipeline, which is very short. We're talking about like they're in the goon cave gooning, and what is the first racist thing that comes across one of their screens?
Well, it's not a racist thing. It's a sexist thing.
Okay, but what
You're
is
just
it?
like angry at women for not wanting to fuck you.
But what's the start of the pipeline? What's the first thing they see that's like in the direction of being like Andrew Tate, which is eventually Alex Jones, like that kind of thing. Like what is the first ad? What is like a subtext of a porn
It's
video?
like,
I don't even know.
Get laid tonight. Get laid tonight with this one trick.
Okay, and then they
And the
click
trick
on
is
that,
like be mean to women.
and it takes them
Yeah.
out of incognito mode into a YouTube video. The YouTube video says, "This is how you're gonna get you're gonna have sex tonight."
This is how you're gonna get laid. This is how you're gonna do it.
And the person talking is like a normal, toxic alpha male influencer, but not
Yeah.
alt-right, not racist, at least not in his videos. It said the next step is the YouTuber who has maybe more subscribers, maybe less subscribers, but like they're talking about what's like just like full dog whistle misogyny.
It's like how like women like you have to be like how to actually form connections with women is like being thoughtful, being considerate, being aware of kind of the world around you, and like not treating anybody really shittily. That's kind of I mean, taking showers, having hobbies that are like kind of interest. That's how to really be alive. But like, how do you form a relationship with women? Is you're able to form relationships. Period. That's like how you form a relationship. But like these guys will be telling you how do you form a relationship with women? You get buff, you get paid, you wear a nice watch. They're gonna be promoting things that are fake.
Yeah.
That some women might care about that.
Okay,
I guess,
so what
I
is
know the ones
alt-right
that I have
about
been
that?
with don't.
What is alt-right about
nothing
those
inherently?
things?
Yeah, nothing inherently, I guess.
This is what I'm wondering,
rather-
because what is alt-right uninherently? I don't know what the opposite of inherently is. What is like occult alt-right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Occult as in obscure.
I mean, I guess just like believing that women should want you because you're doing all these things is a rather alt-right sentiment.
I wonder if it's just that. God, I'm getting very into this. I wonder if it's just that, the occult alt-right ism of what you just said is women should want you. Period.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if you
but they
like,
don't, and it's not your fault. It's theirs.
Yeah, there's all kinds of it is your fault, right? Because there's things that you can do to become more desirable.
Yeah, because you're just online all day and not living in the real world, and you're like angry. And I don't know.
I'm trying
probably,
to figure
like,
out the missing
not
link.
really nice.
Do you get what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to figure out the missing link in the chain between these things that are like bad advice for dating, and then from there to really obvious socially conservative political thinking. Like what? I'm trying to find the missing link, and I don't know what it is.
I mean, I'm not sure I think you have all the pieces here.
I don't.
It's
There's
just,
something missing in the chain.
Between what exactly?
I'll try to say. Between if you wear this watch, if you get really buff, if you make $100,000 a year or more, if you drive this car, you know, women will want you. And now I'm trying to find the closest chain because there's like the Sandy Hook shooting was fake. But there are steps before this, you know, there's
But,
like,
whoa. Oh, you mean the conspiracy that it was fake?
yeah.
Okay. Joe,
Right.
we need to clarify that sort of
Well,
thing.
sorry, the reason I didn't clarify it is because I just said the dating things that were wrong. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
these are the things that they
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Right? Like between the people saying that the shooting was fake and the people saying that if you do all these things, women will like you. How do we? That's the gap, right? Like, how do we bridge that gap? There are people who know this. There are people who study this.
Yeah.
Or not. How do we bridge it?
I mean, well,
how does it get
it's like
bridged all the time?
when you do all this and women still don't want you.
Right. Or I can't do those things.
Yeah.
More likely.
And that women only. Oh, yeah. When you can't do that because it's hard to fucking do that shit.
Okay,
It's
so
like
then
hard
what?
to do it.
Then what?
Then when women don't want you, you think it's because I can't do that.
Yeah.
And that makes you hate women.
Okay. So they're disappointed.
Yeah.
You know? They're disappointed.
Yeah.
And what is it that takes you from disappointed to...
It's
Because,
the
like,
not-
okay, you're on
disappointment.
TikTok. You say you're on TikTok,
Yeah.
and these thoughts are sort of going through your head. You're somewhere on this chain. Maybe you're where the missing link is, and I don't exactly know what you're thinking, but based on whatever you're thinking, that's what you're gonna like let play a little longer on TikTok to tune your algorithm. And then it takes you a little further and a little further and a little further. I'm just trying to come up with the TikToks that are the links in that chain.
Okay.
So you are disappointed because, I don't know. You asked out somebody at work and she said no.
Yeah.
And you're disappointed. And then you're on TikTok. What can TikTok show you that would further radicalize you in that moment?
Like just some fucking guy talking about how women only want this stuff.
Okay, so you're like, women
That
only
means
want
that
this
they're
stuff.
that
So
means
yes.
that they're selfish and they don't care about, people.
Okay, great. So now you think women are selfish. What's the next
Yeah.
step?
That is the next step. That thinking women are less. They're not like me. I care about.
Oh.
You just care about
So
sticking your wiener.
so it
Or
actually
the hypothetical you.
so it's a reduction of the internal world of a woman or women in general.
Yeah.
Of
It's
every
a
woman.
simplification of women to
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the
I mean any kind of
jump,
reduction.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's it. It's the reduction.
Yeah,
It's
so
the same
you're
thing
making
with like
somebody
racism.
less.
Is like, black
Yeah.
people are just like this. Where it's like, dude, no, black people they're complex
Right.
and do have hobbies and dreams, and there's different of them.
Yeah.
It's not. They're all. Oh yeah, black people are XYZ. It's like, dude, no, they're
But a
all
good TikTok,
There's lots of different black people.
a good TikTok will essentialize any situation. Right?
Yeah. A well-made TikTok will blanket it down to 2 or 4 sentences.
Yeah. And so when you do that to a person, or a group of people rather,
That is innately destructive.
it's innately conservative.
Yeah.
Right.
So really, like the Gooning to alt-right pipeline is actually just the Lonely Man to alt-right pipeline. It's
Yeah.
really like the same pipeline.
So what we started with was talking about the crunchy hippie to alt-right pipeline, which the way that works is there are most people distrust the government, distrust public institutions, distrust any large institution, distrust bureaucracies, distrust big corporations, all that. Most people feel this way, right? And so there are hippies, right? And they turn away from large institutions. They grow their own food. They figure out how to like bandage their kids when they get sick, and they don't take them to the doctor. They're self-sufficient, more self-sufficient. And this self-sufficiency, I mean, you can almost just stop it there and understand that self-sufficiency is inherently conservative. But like the way the pipeline works is, if you start to say like the food that I grow in my garden is healthier, which is maybe not actually true, but if you start to think
Maybe
like
not actually true,
it's healthier, it's like a reasonable thing to think. I think with some asterisks, it's probably a wash, but it's like it's reasonable. And then you're like, so I don't trust the people growing my food. Now I don't trust the people who are like setting up my water, all that kind of thing. But a lot of like liberal political decisions are based on listening to experts. And so if you're not listening to experts, you start to get more and more conservative. And the other really important thing is I don't know what it is with white people and gardening. But white people be gardening.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a byproduct of home ownership.
That's true.
Like you can't do that without land.
Yeah.
Can't do that without land. So that, I mean, I think there's a connection. Really, I think there would be a connection between people and gardening. But white people, especially in this country, are the ones owning land and owning homes.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised at all to see Asian, Latino, Black people with gardens if they come from a line of owning homes.
Yeah, well, and of course, we know people who aren't white with gardens, but like
Yes.
influencers and this sort of archetype, there's a lot of white people who own gardens and garden and wear straw hats and love RFK and voted for Donald Trump.
Yes.
There's a lot of these people, these frogs out there.
A lot of these frogs out there.
I don't know. I think that gardening might be inherently conservative, which is insane. That's as radical a political flip as the Republican Party being Lincoln's party and now being the Jim Crow party.
Yeah.
Because gardening was such a hippie thing 60 years ago.
Yeah.
50 years ago. But I think that nowadays on social media, gardening is just so tied to being MAGA.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true, but this is the impression that I get.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when like RFK announced like, "Oh, I'm gonna make it illegal to put like dye in foods." I saw that on like TikTok.
Have we,
and there was
talked
a ton
about
of
this on
people.
the podcast?
No,
Because
I don't think so.
Finish what you were saying. Sorry.
Yeah, so he just said it was like a TikTok of RFK saying like, we're gonna ban putting dye in foods, and that's gonna make everything better. And then I remember the comments were just full of people being like, hell yeah, RFK, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
About time somebody did something about that red dye in foods. And it was
It's not
I was
just the
like,
red
I was
dye.
like 100.
That's the thing. It's not just the red dye that he's banning. He's banning all food dye. Motherfucker is out here banning color.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
He's
banning,
banning-
and just everybody was stoked. Everybody in the comments was stoked.
Okay, so real quick, guys, if you have ADHD, and especially if you're on stimulant medication, the food dye, the federally approved food dye, Red 40, can cause like heart problems. This is quite well documented. It might not just be heart problems either. I'm not a doctor, but this is quite well documented. Other food dyes are not linked to the same kind of issues, and also, Red 40 doesn't cause ADHD. It's risky if you have ADHD. It's not the other way around. You know what I mean? Like, if you have asthma, like, certain types of pollen can be a risk factor for you, or sitting next to a smoker. But I can sit next to a smoker and be okay.
Because you don't have asthma.
It's not the way the causality flows. And so
Yeah.
this was this teeny tiny little molehill of fact that was then blown up into just all other food dyes. I cannot stress this enough. They're different chemicals.
Of course there are different chemicals. The one that makes things red is not
Yeah.
the same thing that makes them blue.
So I don't know. I fucking hate the food dye thing. I don't know if you can tell. It's so fucking
yeah, no, I
annoying.
was like, I remember thinking like, yeah, I don't know, maybe it's like, maybe it's cool that he's doing that, but he's also making vaccines. He's also cutting funding to vaccines and like
Yeah.
making the CDC like more useless, and everybody's just like stoked that he's banning food coloring. Like, and I just remember thinking like, man, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, cause okay, fellas, boys, what are we gonna use to make our food different colors now? And you know what they would say is, oh, we're gonna use natural food dyes, which are like also inflammatory.
blood?
I'm peeking my microphone, but those are like also inflammatory, right? Like if you just take
Yeah.
a whole bunch of random colors, like what makes lemons yellow and what makes oranges orange, that is not, we did that. That's how we got the food dyes. We
Yeah.
didn't start with petroleum, I don't think. We didn't start with petroleum for
I
most
doubt
of
we
these chemicals.
started with petroleum.
It's hard to make petroleum
I doubt that.
metabolizable because they're different lipids. But
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, I doubt it. Yeah,
So-
no way.
So what are we going to use? We're going to use other fucking chemicals, which are also just as risky and just as have to be FDA approved in order to be safe as the fucking chemicals that we used the first time. And this is the reason it's so silly is because it's just completely devoid of like fact. Like there's no fact really here. And so it's just like, it's like nobody stopped to think, what are you going to use to make your food different colors now?
Yeah. I mean, I guess in a lot of these hippie heads, they're thinking, oh, so it'll be illegal to color foods.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Which is not going to
you
happen.
think if you think that M&M's is going to stop selling red M&M's,
Yeah.
you got another fucking thing coming.
It's like they, I think you're exactly right. I think they're thinking now everybody's going to have to eat whole foods. And, and
Yeah,
they're gonna
which
have
is
to,
ridiculous.
which is, I don't think it's ridiculous. It's fine. It's probably healthier. It's much more expensive.
No. It's a very It's a very like, oh, like, I think that's how these things get started
Yeah.
is people hear something and think it means something other than what it, like he says, we're going to ban food coloring. And people are thinking, oh, that's so great. It means it means like everything's going to be more natural. It's like, dude, no, it's this one thing and it's not even going to change that. It's not
Exactly.
like we're gonna get rid of that, like, I don't know, MSG or whatever, or like that. He didn't say anything about that. He's just talking about food coloring.
Yeah. It's not, it's a historical maybe, or a economic to assume that people are now going to choose to just not have colored processed foods. Or even, which is really I think what they're thinking, is that they're going to choose to not eat processed foods. That
Yeah.
is when I say ahistorical or aeconomical, like there are laws that we've come up with by observing human behavior. And one of those is that people like colored things.
Yes.
And so assuming that this is just going to change is not
ludicrous.
Valid. It's exactly. It's ludicrous. So it's like it doesn't even matter if it's well intentioned. You know what I mean? Like
it doesn't matter.
I've heard some people debating whether RFK is even well intentioned. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Because what does he have to gain?
Gobs of money.
Right, but from where? Like, this is what people are saying. This is why people trust him.
I don't know.
And I'm sure somehow, somewhere, he's getting kickbacks from like supplement companies. How could he not? How could he not?
Sure.
How could he not?
How could he not? How could he not? Yeah, no, he's getting kickbacks.
You know, people are like, there's this famous phrase that says, "Show me the incentives and I'll tell you the outcomes."
Yeah.
And so we could see the outcome, which is that he's been pushing all of this, fake science type of, alternative medicine. And that means to me, like, the incentive must be there because these are the outcomes. What does he have to gain? Maybe it's just like clout. Maybe it's just political power. Maybe it's just like, permanence for the remainder of his career. Maybe it's legacy. I don't know. But he's definitely useful to the Trump administration because of the crunchy to alt-right pipeline that he's like waiting at the end of that pipeline, catching people as they fall out of it.
Yeah, he's the net. He's the
net.
He's the catcher in the rye.
Right. If we think about an oil pipeline, he's the processing plant that turns them into, full.
Yeah, he's the dream catcher.
I don't know about that. It's a good try. I don't know about that one.
I mean, my understanding of a dream catcher is like the bad dreams are like small enough that they could fit through the net, and the good dreams get caught because they're bigger. I don't know. That's what somebody told me when I was a little kid.
Wouldn't that be bad?
Because it's bad. Because I don't know.
That means you're only getting bad dreams.
No, the bad dreams leave and the good dreams stay.
Where are the dreams coming from? They're coming from you? Because, dude, if the bad dream,
something somebody told me.
You don't get to run away from this one. You don't get to weasel out of this one. If you have a dream catcher in your window, and if the bad dreams are not, if all dreams don't start in your head, then this is where we're coming from. If they do start in your head, then why do we have a dream catcher? Because they're there already. Okay, so it can't be that. So instead, we're assuming that the dreams are outside. And they're coming inside. And then, so you're saying that this net is catching the good dreams and letting the bad dreams through. It must be the other way around, surely. It must be that good dreams are smaller, granular size than bad dreams, and so the bad dreams are getting caught, surely.
Why would you want to catch the bad dreams?
Because they don't get into your head then.
Oh. Okay, sure.
That's crazy. That's
dude, whatever, man.
That was a really good O. That was just like,
oh. Like, oh, now I get what you're saying. But you want to hold on. I'm like, you have this item that's got all the good dreams stuck to it, and now you're surrounded by them. Mm-hmm. And you have them in your room.
Like a fly catcher.
Like a fly catcher.
Tape.
Like fly tape. But it's just got all the good vibes.
That's really stupid, dude.
Oh, come on. It's no stupider than the good dreams go through.
No,
both things are kind of silly.
It's much stupider.
On.
This was invented by a historic culture, and you're saying that it's analogous to fly tape.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I never really thought about it much.
No fucking way.
I don't know. Yeah, this is the first time I've analyzed like what a dream catcher is.
I'm shocked. That was crazy.
Uh,
I think I lost
yeah,
years off my life.
yeah. I mean, I think what it is with politicians, I think I had this realization, or I think it's like I think back to like the Bush administration. I think back to like Bush, Cheney, and like Condoleezza Rice, like on television talking. They really, you could disagree with their policies, with what they were doing, but when they were on TV, they came off as like collected and respectable, just well-dressed people representing a nation who are like saying things in a manner that sounds educated, and it sounds like they fucking kind of know what they're talking about a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds
Mm-hmm.
like they might know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my shit got blurry. Hang on. Uh, yeah, and then if you listen to like RFK or like Trump or JD Vance talk about anything, they don't sound respectable. They sound like fucking goons. They're just like these people are enemies of America. They need to be destroyed. We need to destroy them. Like, I think it's like appealing to more of like the id.
Yeah.
I think it's really like cutting through like I don't want to be respectful. I want to hurt people I don't like.
Yeah, well, they sound like dictators. That's what dictators
Yeah.
talk like. We're
Yeah.
not used to that in America from our own politicians. We're used to seeing like black and white reels of this shit from Germany
Yeah.
and USSR. But this is just how dictators always talk. And it's un-American because this is not how
Yeah.
American politicians are supposed to talk.
No, like I feel like if I don't like Ronald Reagan, but like if you look at Ronald Reagan talk, he sounds like a calm, collected man who's like of intellect, and like
Yeah.
he doesn't sound any different from politicians who I agree with. He doesn't sound that much different from them. So like
Yeah.
I could understand being tricked, or I could but here it's like everything is so like memeified. It's so like
Populist. It's
fucking
populist.
balls out. Yeah, it's like they're really just appealing to your raw like dog instincts.
Yeah. Raw dog instincts.
Yeah,
Sounds
raw
like a
comma
clothing
dog
line.
instinct. There's a comma in there.
Canine is the word that you wanted. Your raw canine instincts.
Yeah. You're real fucking arf
Your
arf.
raw dog instincts.
Yeah, you're
Raw
like
dog
fucking,
instinct. You know what actually raw dog instinct sounds like the name of a protein powder supplement company that would be shilled by one of these like alternative medicine Instagrammers or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, if you go to rawdoginstincts.store, you can use my code, BUFF50 to get 50% off on your first shipment of absolute fucking jacked terrier mix.
Yeah.
Go to Raw Dog Instinct. That's a great name. We gotta pitch that to somebody.
I'm full of them. You can if you want. I'll give you the rights to it right now. It's yours.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like you watch these guys talk. They don't sound they don't sound like the respectable people that we used to have.
Mm-hmm.
They sound, and I think a lot of that. I think some of that might appeal to people. They want to cut through it all. They want to, no, tell me how it is.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't give me that respectable shit. Don't be polite. I want to be mean and angry.
Something
And
that I think
shitty
all
and
the time
stupid.
is that this shit, like that shtick, it works because it only works because an unjust system, in order to do good things in an unjust system, is very complicated. Very, very, very complicated. But in a just system, which we do not have, then
No.
doing good things would be much easier to understand, and therefore it would be like easier to win over common people. And when I say common people, I mean like me, right? It would be easier to win over bureaucratically ensconced, non-scientist, all those things. But
Yeah.
like, because we have this system that's so unjust, making change requires all this complexity, all this like little piddly legislation and in the, you know, tax codes and federal regulations and all that shit. And so you have to lie or do something. You have to be like advocating bad thing. This is what I'm really trying to say. You have to be advocating bad things in order to have a simple message. The only simple messages are bad.
Yeah,
current
everything's much
system.
more complex than that.
Yeah. I guess like
Yeah.
love everyone is a simple message. We really need a politician to run on a love everyone ticket.
That would be cool.
That would be good. It's just like
That'd be good.
we're just out here trying to love our neighbors and love everyone.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus did tell you to do that.
Jesus does say that. Say
Yeah.
that. He's still alive.
Yeah.
Right? He rose again? Did I get that memo?
Definitely not.
Okay.
That'd be huge news. That'd be
No,
huge
but like,
news.
no. He rose again way back when. Famously. He didn't stay dead? I'm right about this?
Oh, no, he rose again, but then like left.
Okay, but he's alive somewhere. Right?
No,
Wait,
they always
wait,
say
what
Christ.
is-
They
what?
always say Christ has risen. Christ will come again.
Right, but he's alive. He's not gonna come back to life. He's gonna reappear, but he's still alive.
Yeah, he's gonna
somewhere.
reappear. I don't know, dude. I
Dude,
really
you went
don't.
to
I
Catholic
really
school.
couldn't tell
How
you.
do you not know?
Yeah.
Counting
Because I don't
on you
give
for
a
this.
fuck. All right, I
Oh
don't
my
give a fuck. I